The thing about Lorraine, it's never just a kiss. I swear she actually makes my tongue change color.
Let me see. It's normal color.
Not the tip. It's bluish.
It's a normal color. It's a bit puffy, though. Is it swollen? It's a bit puffy.
How sweet. It's the fat bigot and his friend, Mr. Puffy Tongue.
I don't believe we've officially met.
1 million, nothing structured.
As I understand it, your client was offered her job back within an hour.
Oh, gee, you're right. You got me there. 1 million.
I'm Alan Shore.
1 million.
How about instead I bite you on the inner thigh? Does that work for you? If only I'd really said that. But you, of course, misheard me, just as your client misheard Denny.
Is that your defense? He didn't really fire her for being fat?
Ms., I'm sure you have a name, but I'm not much interested. I've taken an immediate dislike to you. I'm sure you get that a lot. Where I was once prepared to be generous, now I'm not. You've made the strategic mistake of pissing me off. Once again, tightly constructed answers. There's no room for opinions, especially yours.
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong.
You're being surly. I can hear it.
Not surly.
Yes.
And you just thought you had the right to fire her because she was fat.
And still is. I thought I had the right to fire people who jeopardize my health.
How does her weight jeopardize your health?
According to studies at Harvard, you've heard of Harvard, obesity can spread like a contagious disease. That's not my opinion, that's Harvard's.
But I wasn't too fat for you to hit on.
Well, no, because I like chubby sex, but I never asked you to dinner.
Did you hear that?
I only heard ka-ching, ka-ching.
I have nothing against the Chinese.
Denny.
So are you firing all the heavy people at Crane, Poole, and Schmidt?
Well, I had to start someplace. I started with her.
Ka-ching.
And let's just say my client did agree to have sex with you.
Too late, I've moved on.
Would you have fired her had she not rejected you?
I fired her because, according to the Harvard studies, the social influence of fat people can be just as damaging as genetics. I tried to explain that to your client, but her ears were too stuffed with Twinkies on the way in or out. I couldn't be sure.
Ka-ching.
What?
Just let me do all the talking, Denny. Every word. Do not even move your lips without checking with me first.
All rise.
You can't be serious.
Shoot, it's pretty. She's the size of an elephant.
Be seated.
Okay, I'll hear from the petitioner.
Before we get to that, Your Honor, Alan Shore representing Denny Crane, I have a motion.
Let's hear it.
Your Honor, perhaps you are not the right jurist to be objective on this one.
What do you mean?
His tongue is tied for 2 reasons, Judge. First, it's puffy. And second, it's a challenge for him to spin this. Denny Crane fired Nancy Wilding because she was fat. It is bigotry in its purest, most evil form. Fat people in this country are subject to prejudice, emotional abuse, and ridicule. It starts on the playground, and it never stops. This woman didn't get asked to her high school prom. Waiters and waitresses ignore her. She's been denied housing, insurance. Airlines want to charge her double. But Nancy Wilding didn't sit in a corner and feel sorry for herself. She said, hey, I'm gonna use my brain. I'm gonna study. I'm gonna go to law school. And she did. And she graduated near the top of her class. She passed the bar. She performed ably and successfully as a lawyer. And where did it all get her? Fired for being fat. Somebody, somewhere, has finally got to say enough. Nancy Wilding is hoping that person is you.
I'll take it under advisement.
Oh, wait. You didn't hear from me.
I'll take it under advisement. I'll hear you before I read my ruling.
Judge, I don't think that's how it's supposed to work.
Whatever.